What's up, guys? You're here with one choice, and let's start talking about some truths, shall we? So this is a really interesting one. I had a conversation with one of my kids a little while ago, my youngest one, MJ, and I think it's really important that I delve into this with you, because actually it's two separate conversations, and we're going to delve into both of them. Now, the fascinating thing about this is how impressionable our young people are, and it's actually a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie, it is something that is so important that we start providing the correct information and really start to act in the correct way ourselves, because this next generation is looking to us for the answers and for the correct way to live their lives, and I just feel like we don't give them that a lot of the time. So let's have a chat about this. Now, the other morning, I was having breakfast with my kids, and, it was the usual one, how's your breakfast, how's your morning, did you sleep well, yada, 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 yada. And then I got an absolute curveball out of left field. And my youngest one, he looked at me, and he said, "Why do all Aboriginal people hate all white people?" And I was like, whoa, like that really took me by surprise. And firstly, I clarified to him, it's not true. Not all Aboriginal people hate all white people. I wouldn't even say a large percentage of Aboriginal people hate all white people. And it's got to go the same way back. I wouldn't even say a large percentage of white people hate Aboriginal people. It would be such a small percentage, because the definition of hating all people from a race, it's just racist. And Australia is not an overly racist country. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. I believe that there is a very small percentage of Australians, whether you be, a white Australian, Aboriginal Australian, Polynesian Australian, Asian Australian, whatever it is, there is a small percentage of people who are jerks. That's the way I can say it on this channel, really. They're jerks, and they do not like people based on the fact that they are from a certain race. But it is such a small percentage, and you see it so little in Australia. The biggest thing that happens is the media blows it up. Now let's talk about that for a second, because I think that's one of the biggest issues we have in Australia right now, is the way the media just completely twists and distorts things. And you see it every year when we get close to Australia Day. They never mention it any other time, but once we get close to Australia Day, they'll jump on that so hard. Australia Day is racist. Australia Day is wrong. And man, do we get some slack over it. Oh my gosh, I released basically a parody song, just like a muck around song called Australia Day, and I dropped it on Australia Day. I dropped it with D4C, who's a rapper from the Gold Coast. Go check him out, mad love to D4C, and we had a lot of fun shooting and recording that song. And I dropped it on Australia Day, and I got some hate. Not just from the Aboriginal community, but also from the white community, about how racist that song was. And it wasn't because I said any racial slurs. It wasn't because I made any stereotypical references towards Aboriginal people or anything like that. The reason that song was racist, you ready for this? Is because Australia Day symbolizes generations of
it rhymes with grape!
And murder and blah blah blah. But here's the thing, it doesn't. Alright, now, before you assume I'm a racist and start throwing rocks at me, hear me out, because if you're willing to hear me out, you might actually learn something. Let's take a few minutes to look at some very iconic Australian dates. Now, the 19th of April 1770, Australia was first sighted by the crew of Captain Cook's ship. The 29th of April 1770, Captain Cook landed in Botany Bay. The 1st of January 1901, Australia was announced as its own country. Oh, wait a second. What's Australia Day? Oh, that's the 26th of January. It wasn't mentioned. Do you know why? It wasn't mentioned because Australia Day is actually technically New South Wales Day, because the 26th of January was the date that New South Wales was declared a colony. It's got nothing to do. And here's the funny thing, most people say it's racist because that's the day that the white people rocked up and started the oppression. No, it's not. It's not. And honestly, like, we get kind of sick of being told that. Seriously. Man, learn your damn history. Because if you are going to come over to someone like me and have a go at me for being racist, you need to do your history. You need to do your research. You really do. Because otherwise, man, you're just an ignorant little Karen trying to have a go at me because your life is boring and sad and you need some drama. Go turn on a damn movie. Far out. Anyway, enough of that rant. Let's go on to the second point. The second conversation I had was an American political one. Oh, that's right. Turn the movie off right now. Turn this video off right now because it's about to get offensive. Now, the second question I got asked was, why did Donald Trump murder all of those people? Oh, did he? I don't know. The media said he did. All those woke Democratic senators said he did. Man. Let's quickly cut to the film and find out what happened.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Now let's see what Maxine Waters had to say.
They are following the President of the United States of America, who had advanced planning about the invasion that took place in our capital. And even there's information that some of the planning came out of individuals working in his campaign. As a matter of fact, he absolutely should be charged with premeditated murder because of the lives that were lost with this invasion, with this insurrection.
Oh, damn. First-degree murder. That must have been really serious, hey? Except wait, no, we just watched that video and we watched Donald Trump say peacefully and patriotically. Oh, snap. That means you're wrong, Maxine Waters. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Ah, what a shame. See, here's the thing. The media, in its divine wisdom, loves to skew things to work with their own agenda. It's the way it's always worked. Alright, the quote is that every author flies under their own flag. And the media has an agenda. It's generally a liberal agenda. So let's take a look at that. What happens? Because when I spoke to MJ about this, and this is no slight on my kid, he was very, very interested and he was willing to learn. And I think it's amazing that at such a young age he's willing to, to hear things like this. I asked him where he found this information out. How do you know that Trump is a murderer? And this is what he said. He said, because my friend at school told me. That's right. He is actually getting political advice from a 7-year-old. That kid was 7. 7. And he is going around telling people that Donald Trump is a murderer, which is actually slander and public defamation. Oh my gosh. See, this is how sad we are as a society, because I have this theory called the Stupidity Slide. And unfortunately, the older I get, the more people I put on this stupidity slide because it happens too often. Now, let's take a look at this stupidity slide. You start up at the top. Now, the stupidity slide, you hear information. Let's say it is Donald Trump is a murderer. Now, you got two choices. You can do independent research, or you can believe it. Now, most people just believe it because most people are stupid. And I hate to be the person who says it, but most people are stupid. Alright, I got mad love for people, but you need to do your research. You need to think for yourself. Oh my gosh, vacant brains everywhere in this day and age. Now, what happens after that? After you believe it, obviously, at home or in your friendship group, you talk about it. Now, when you talk about it, your friends have got the choice. They can do independent research, or they can just believe it. Now, let's say, for example, you're talking about it with your wife or your husband or your partner, and your kids are at the dinner table listening too. Now, your kid's 7, he probably doesn't know what independent research is. So you know what he's going to do? He's going to go, oh, mum and dad know exactly what they're talking about, because let's face it, when you're 7, you think mum and dad know everything, and you would never think that they would lie to you. Honestly, like, think about it. Biggest lie in human history. Some fat dude in a red and white outfit with a beard climbs down your chimney, even though, let's face it, we never had a chimney. Like, seriously, how many of you actually grew up with a chimney? Because I didn't grow up with a chimney. I don't know how Santa Claus got in. I'm guessing he did a B&E through the back door. But Santa Claus gets in and he leaves you presents, but he steals all of your cookies. Man, that's such an unrealistic lie. But kids eat it up just like Santa ate your cookies, because mum and dad know what's best. Mum and dad know everything. Mum and dad are the smartest. It's what kids do. They idolize their parents, and there's nothing really wrong with that except for the fact when parents feed misinformation. So then these 7-year-olds go to school and they're like, oh, did you know that Donald Trump is a murderer? And it slides down further again because all of their 7-year-old friends go, oh, really? And then they go home, and this is the saddest bit about the slide, is they go home and they tell their parents, and most of their parents are so stupid that they don't even think about it. They don't even do the independent research. They just go, really? Okay. And I see it happen time and time and time again. Oh my goodness. Damn, will you grow up? Most of us finished high school, did we not? We had to do independent research, did we not? Surely we know how to do it by now. But instead, we just want this slippery slope of misinformation. I was actually at a meeting the other day, and they were talking about high school students. And the statistic is that 80% of all information that students receive is from their peers. And 80% of that is wrong. That means a whopping 64% of all the information, all of it, that teenagers receive is wrong. 64%, that leaves 36%. Just over a third of all information they receive is actually viable information. So before you go and start talking mad crap about not just these two topics, but any topic, do your damn research. Alright? And not just that, but let's face it, especially the Australian, but the American and probably every other one in, at least in Western society, the media is very liberal, very woke. Why not looking at the other side of the stuff? Why not looking at the other side of the political wingspan, shall we say? There is a lot of conservative news information sources, even just on YouTube. If you don't want to read, it's on the screen and they'll tell you. So what I'm going to do right now is just on this side of the screen, I'm going to put up a series of names. Go and check them out, because they will give you the other side of the story. There's a lot of research that goes into those videos and those YouTube channels. Go and check them out. I'll also put links in the descriptions for every single one of those channels. Before you just go and assume that the media is telling you the truth, go and take a look at the other side of the story. Guys, I'm One Choice. Thank you so much for being with me in this video. I will catch you later. God bless. Make sure you subscribe, because every time you subscribe, something good happens. I get a subscriber, and then I get to actually grow this. I get to put more time and effort and finances into this, and then you guys get continuous content. So awesome. So make sure you like and subscribe. The like, dislike for all I care, because guess what? Even if you dislike it, it still boosts me on their algorithm.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
So suck it. Suck it. Haha. Later, guys.